Brought to you by our sponsors, William Richmond Inc., Chesapeake's Bounty, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, McNellis Group Properties, Shady Lane Construction, LLC, R.E. Graves Heating and Air Conditioning, Chesapeake Plastics, Precise Systems, and G&H Jewelers. Live from the JP Weather Center, this is a Weather Alert Update. Alright, hello everyone, I'm Forecaster John Bordash back with you. Wasn't gone too long for yet another severe thunderstorm warning we now have. This is for parts of northern Virginia, but this is what that storm we were talking about just about 5, 10, 15 minutes ago. And this is going to be moving into parts of our region, so we have a lot to cover, so we'll kind of gloss over everything initially. First, I know lots of it might not your questions. Do I need it? My good and I don't know, Prince Frederick, Lesbian, La Plata. Everyone's under a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock. That everyone is. Everyone needs to be weather aware this afternoon and evening. Keep an eye to the sky. No changes been made to the forecast. So if you want more specific timing and look kind of how things could look by about 7 or 8 o'clock, if you're on the Facebook page, just scroll down a little bit. You'll see a whole bunch of posts on timing and if St. Mary's County will see anything or any of that. So just want to get that out of the way. But everyone's under the severe thunderstorm watch until 10. All those blue colored counties. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect for southern parts of PG County, northern Charles County, as well as now parts of Prince William and Fairfax County over towards northern Virginia. We have this cluster of storms here you can see that's pushing eastward, and this is a very electrified line of storms. We're registering between 150 and 200 strikes over the last couple of minutes, and it's really throughout the entire line. This line has a history of producing winds upwards of 60, 70, and in some cases 80 miles per hour. Some hail up between 1 to 2 inches in size and a lot of lightning, and these storms are going to continue here to push to the south and east. I do want to get a storm track on here for you. So if you're over towards Calvert County or St. Mary's County or Anne Arundel County, you don't have anything in effect right now, but it looks like we do now have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northern parts of Anne Arundel County up until 6:15. So let me go ahead and get that posted up over onto the Facebook page. Because I'm sure that auto-posted here while we were kind of going over everything. So let me go ahead and get that done. But as we talk about everything, we have a long line, or rather a pretty long line of severe weather kind of extending all the way up from Baltimore down towards portions of Fredericksburg. And this is what's going to be trying to move into the area. The areas that have the highest chance to see the severe weather over the next 2 or 3 hours, it's going to be northern parts of our region, so just coming back down here south. Really areas from about La Plata to Prince Frederick, right now the best shot to see some severe weather. However, this southern part of this land has really been trying to develop as these storms continue to push south and east, and if that does continue, we would be talking about areas like Nandramoy, Chaptico, Lexington Park, Solomons, Lesby, that entire area down through there, potentially getting in on some of the severe weather as these storms continue to push south and east. You see all these little icons here behind this, really the southern part of the storm up here towards Manassas. We've had several reports, again, of hail upwards of 1 to 2 inches and damaging winds that are produced, or gusty winds that have produced a lot of damage over towards the Manassas region. And that's really with this complex of storms here that's going to be pushing here to the south and east and will continue to do so over the next 1 to 2 hours. So do be on guard, especially in these severe thunderstorm warning zones in southern PG and northern parts of Charles County. But if you're in southern or eastern parts of Charles County, northern St. Mary's, parts of Calvert County, southern Anne Arundel, do be aware as these storms continue here to push to the south and east. What I do want to do is go ahead and get a storm track loaded up on these, kind of give you some in your backyard timing to try to answer some of those questions. Let's see, we're pushing at 28 miles per hour. We're going to go ahead and do that. So this would be a rough idea of timing for you. This isn't, God's word. So this could definitely change a little bit, just to give you an idea of when some of the worst weather could be moving towards you. We're talking Akakie right about now, Bryant Road right about now, Waldorf in about the next 10 minutes or so, the Plate in about the next 15 minutes, getting on over towards Steele and Tracy's Landing by about 6 o'clock. We're talking about potentially right around 6:30 or so up into the Prince Frederick area on over towards Mechanicsville in about the next 45 minutes. So keep this in mind as these storms continue to push to the south and east. And what I actually want to do is go ahead and get this posted up over onto the Facebook and Twitter pages to give those people an idea of timing, because you will not believe the amount of questions I get concerning people wanting to know in their backyard. And it's easier just to answer everything in one spot. Let's see. I'm watching this complex, pick a type of storms moving southeast out of northern VA that has produced damaging winds and hail. If these hold together and continue to press south, oh my god, potential timing over the next. You know those days where like your fingers can't seem to find the right keys? That's me every day, but especially today. Alright, let's get that posted up and let's get into some of this. We'll take a look at our MDOT cameras across the region, and I still can't seem to find the right keys, which is awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and get that loaded up here, and let's go ahead and get into some of our traffic cameras that we have across the region, see if we can see anything going on. Let me see, will this bring this up for us? You're not going to. Okay. Alright, so we'll just need to go ahead and fix that. But getting back over here towards radar, we are seeing, again, this is a very electrified segment of storm, or this segment of our line of storms is rather electrified. I mean, we have plenty. Look at all this lightning just down here, getting ready to move into just north of Indian Head, into Bryan's Road, Accokeep, Piscataway, Friendly, coming across Mount Vernon, coming across the Potomac River here, into south western parts of PG County. Do expect this, I mean, we're talking to produce some pretty gnarly weather in your part of, our coverage zone here in the severe thunderstorm warning. Northwestern parts of Charles County, southwestern PG County. Heidi, hello. I see you're asking about Leonardtown. I know you probably didn't see my rant about the in my backyard questions, but Leonardtown, you'll probably get in on something here over the next few hours. And Samantha with the Mechanicsville, over the next couple hours, you'll get into something, I promise. Well, our initial complex of storms here continuing to move to the south and east, and I mean, we really are looking at a clustering here of lightning that's really getting ready to move into parts of PG and Charles County here. And this is why that severe thunderstorm watch is up until 10 o'clock. These storms, they have the ability to tap into the ingredients we have in the atmosphere today. They can really get going, and these storms are producing heavy rain, damaging winds, hail, and plenty of lightning. I mean, just with this southern part of the segment here, we're talking between 140 and 150 strikes of lightning. And we have additional storms up here moving through the Baltimore metro area, chiming on that. I mean, really the core of this storm, getting ready to push into parts of Anne Arundel County. So areas north of Annapolis, north of Severna Park, getting up towards Glen Burnie. In the southern half, the Baltimore Beltway, we're talking, and really much of Baltimore for the most part, we're talking about pretty gnarly weather here over the next hour. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 6:15 on up here. Our severe thunderstorm warning down here in southern Maryland for parts of Charles and PG County goes until 6. So I'm sure we'll be getting an update here coming up in the next couple of minutes, I'm sure. But we're talking about traffic that's likely going to be impacted. If you're traveling 301, you're traveling 495, Route 5 eventually. We're going to be talking about some slow traffic here as these storms continue to push south and east, and I think that they will be proposing or bringing with them a decent amount of lightning continued as these storms continue to push here to the south and east. Chris wants to know about Lesby. We're nothing at the moment. We're talking about temperatures for much of the region. I mean, I think about 90% of you that are watching living in St. Mary's or Calvert or southern parts of Charles County are seeing nothing right now. And I think we're talking about that to continue, at least for the next little bit. These storms initially will look to push in probably in this first round, potentially the next 1 to 2 hours. I mean, for areas like Lesbian, Lexington Park, and really south of Prince Frederick and La Plata, it's really dependent on how this area kind of fills in. These storms are generally moving like this. So if this storm complex can kind of keep itself together and we can develop some additional storms down where I've circled as these storms continue to push south and east, we could be talking about some gnarly weather that pushes in over the next 1 to 2 hours in portions of southern Calvert and portions of St. Mary's County. Regardless of if we see these thunderstorms tonight, and I know Amber said she just came on. What are we looking at for Leonardtown? You came in, it's right at the best time as I'm talking about this. We're talking about these storms potentially trying to move in over the next 1 to 2 hours. That's no guarantee, though, because they're really focused to the north, but we have seen some development on the southern edge of these storms. And if we can continue that, then we would see storms pushing in over the next 1 to 2 hours. Regardless of that, as our main atmospheric forcing agent moves through after sunset, probably between about 8 o'clock and midnight tonight, that will allow for some additional areas of rain, which I can show you on Futurecast quickly. The issue with that is that it requires me to clear my entire screen, which can take a hot minute to do. So let's turn off radar. Let's turn off our warnings quick. Severe thunderstorm, we want to turn that off. We'll turn this off. Turn this off. And we will come over here and turn off our storm reports. And load up our model data. To give you an idea of what we're going to be looking at overnight tonight. Let me go ahead and get that loaded up. We'll load that. And I want to make sure that we have our Futurecast header up so people know that we are taking a look at Futurecast and not radar that is currently ongoing. Map time sync come off. There we go. Awesome. So Futurecast, as we run this through, this is right around now. It shows, and it's done a good job the last hour or two kind of showing what we're talking about. This broken line of thunderstorms, we have those northern ones getting up into northern parts of Anne Arundel County, additional storms pushing into parts of Charles and PG County. This model suggests additional development on the southern side of this line, and that really tries to push this on through. By the time we head over towards 6 o'clock, that's when those storms could potentially try to move into our region. But regardless of that, we would clear out after those storms, but then as the main forcing agent pushes through, we're going to see an increase in rain activity tonight, and we have additional areas of rain that develop and potentially additional thunderstorms. I'm not sure if these will be severe or not. After about 8 o'clock, we're losing the daytime heating at that point. But by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I mean, we're still talking about rain and potentially heavy rain pushing into our region. By about midnight, 1 o'clock, we're beginning to push things out. But we're going to be talking about the threat of some heavy rain, potentially up to half an inch to an inch of rain with any one storm later on tonight. Dave wants to know if there's any chance these storms will decrease in strength as they continue to move eastward. The potential does exist, and locally here in southern Maryland, for a lot of these bayside locations, that marine layer of cooler air and more stabilized atmospheric conditions that exist right along the coast will help to try to diminish these storms as they push closer towards the Chesapeake Bay, as they move through the Patuxent River and the Potomac River, as they head over towards the eastern shore. These storms are pretty strong as is, though, so I'm not sure if that'll necessarily knock them out. I do think that threat of seeing some nasty weather does exist for just about all of us as we continue to push things on through. Let's throw back on here current weather. Let's get a look at how things are currently setting up. That was a look at how things look to be setting up as we head through the evening tonight. It's really going to be more of a prolonged type thing than just one storm and then we're done. I think we're going to be talking about rain that kind of tries to linger throughout much of the night tonight. And taking a look at things, let's get you up onto our local level 2 radar. But we're still talking lots and lots of lightning showing up here over towards parts of PG County. And I want to see quickly, as I look at my other screen. Okay. I want to see if I can't just get this loaded, the chart website. If I do it like that, Take a look at our traffic cameras. Oh, there we go. You show what I want you to show. And then if I do this, will you show that? There we go. So that would be Akaki. We want to go ahead and reload this page, get an idea of what we're talking about across the region. Oof. And MDOT clearly redid their website. As you take a look over here towards Brandywine, I'm sure these cameras will show us what we're looking for. That one, not so much. Take a look. 301 of 5. You can generally see that what we're talking about, I mean, skies are beginning to get dark as you head up towards the north, where these storms, by and large, are focusing the majority of their energy on. And we'll see if they're able to really kind of hone in on that energy as we head forward, further to the south. But, I mean, we have such a lackluster amount of cameras for the majority of where these storms are hitting. Let's see if we can't just get a look up here. Not seeing one. I did retweet a video on Twitter, but I'll show you that, of as these storms push through parts of Manassas. So someone had, there we go. Yeah, this was over towards Manassas. I mean, you can't even see the video. The rain is just so, it's blowing things around. The rain's heavy, high winds. I mean, yeah, no bueno. That does not look bad at all. Yeah, so you want to make sure you're staying weather aware with these storms. As we head forward here, these storms, I mean, they're pretty nasty, and there's a reason we've had plenty of storm reports back out towards Manassas with this, as this storm system continues to push here to the east. And he says, so no fishing. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Andy wants, Lexington Park probably here as you get over the next hour or two. Even if this complex of storm stays to your north, then I'm seeing maybe the southern edge of this is trying to die off at least a little bit. So this probably will try to focus much of its energy north of La Plata and north of Prince Frederick. South of those locations, we're likely just talking about these warm conditions sticking around, so we're able to get rain in here probably around sunset tonight, so do keep that in mind. But that is the latest update I have for you. We're going to continue to track these storms as they continue to push into parts of our region. Really, right now, focusing on the northern extent of our region. So if you're over towards Huntingtown, Chesapeake Beach, Tracy's Landing, Shady Side, on over towards Dunkirk, Lower Marlboro, Brandywine, Waldorf, Bennsville, Upper Marlboro, these are the regions that are really going to need to stay weather aware over the next 45 minutes or so as these severe thunderstorms continue to push in over the next hour. So do stay weather aware. I'll continue to keep you updated here on Facebook and over on Twitter for the latest information. You can go ahead and click over there, and the vast majority are on Facebook. So just keep checking back on the page and continue to keep you updated. If we have any new warnings I can issue, I will go ahead and come back live with you to keep you updated on the latest information. But until next time, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and I'll continue to keep you one step ahead of the storm and continue to monitor the situation